Well, good morning and welcome to August here in Calmlands on our Case IH dairy farm. We are actually doing, I would say, pretty good. Hopefully, you can kind of feel the heat here in this August morning. This is the grain silo that we put in last time. You can't climb these, can you? That'd be cool if you could. Um, so, you guys have gotten to see quite a few different types of jobs now around the farm. And with this August, this is kind of an in-between episode. And let me explain. So the corn, if we look at the corn across the street here, is going to be our big project. I mean, look at this. Look how beautiful. It's so close to being ready to go. Um, but not quite yet. And our sunflowers are looking great. So this, some of you that have been with the series for a while, you remember when we created these fields. There was nothing here at all. So it was a big open field, and now we've got a huge cornfield, at least huge by my standards, and a little sunflower field. Those are going to be soon, but not this episode. Over here's uh, our dairy cows. They finished up the TMR that I mean, not sorry, beef cows. They finished up the TMR that I had given them, and now they're working on hay and grass. But I wanted to. Oh, here we go. Let's fix this guy. I thought maybe if I put this little end point on here, he'd be okay. But maybe what we'll do is just finish this job up ourselves. But I'm pretty sure the cows need TMR. We don't need to do this lime job right now, so maybe I'll just run down here with it. Maybe I'll just do one lap. My hope was that I could just assign a worker to handle this and that it wouldn't be my problem anymore. But with the way I did the end of the field down there running into that building, it doesn't really work. One thing I've thought about doing is basically have this be the edge of the field here and plow it into that field. So instead of having two fields beside each other, we just have one and then just not farm that little section. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways that we could handle this or not, really. It's not the end of the world if we lose a little bit of ground. But I don't think I want to spend the majority of the episode doing this. I don't know how you guys all feel about liming your fields, but you know, I wanted to get a lime spreader set up that kind of makes sense for our style of farm and our size of farm. But at the same time, this is super small, and I don't know. We'll see. I might do more with it eventually, but for right now, I think we want to move on and do a few other jobs, and I will show you those here in just a minute. And that thing buckles so fast. Like, I barely had my wheels turned in it. It started turning real extreme. Whatever. I'll deal with that later. Um, so yeah, since last time you probably recall, we put in that grain silo, we put in this lime area, and the only thing I really did off screen was to finish up getting this grass off of the grass field. We now have, this is pretty crazy, we now have 180,000 silage, which is fantastic. You love to see it. That should get us several loads of TMR, so I'm not too worried about that. And in terms of field readiness, I can show you on the map here. So this is what it looks like from the sky, which is kind of funny if you look at like the soybean field down here. It does not feel that crooked when you're in it, but here it is. So here's the soybean field down below. Like here's where our cows are, and their pasture extends down here, which is why this is so low. Then we have our 2 fields up here. This field doesn't feel that big when you're in it, but this field feels huge when you're in it, but they're really not that different in size. But then we've got our small sunflower field, and in here is the grass area that's not a proper field, but we farm a bit of that. So we've got this area here that's like the front yard of the house, and there's a little section here we probably could do something with. And there's a section back here we probably could do something with, but I don't think we need to add more area to farm. We can just rotate these 5 fields. We'll keep the grass field, rotate the other 5 with whatever we need to grow. We're going to be bringing in a bunch of corn, and then so the sunflowers will sell. I mean, we'll put them on our grain storage until we get a good price for them, but those will sell. Let's see, what else? What will this show me? Why is that not showing growth here? We were just there. It's growing. If our huge cornfield withered, I would potentially uninstall. Why is that not showing up as corn? Oh, corn was like muted? Interesting. Okay, so maybe now it will show up. Yeah, there we go. So you can see these 3 fields, which if you've been watching, you know, we planted these all at the same time, so they're going to come up for harvest at the same time. So September is, no, sorry, October is when we harvest our corn, our sunflowers, and our soybeans. So for August, we don't have any potatoes or sorghum in. I think what I'm going to do right now is actually get a little bit of TMR for the cows. I put it in here. I actually put it on the M, which I don't know how the M would handle this job, but probably could handle it fine. I mean, it's just basically running a PTO shaft. So we want 2 of those. And then, gosh, I know we talked about this last time, and I should just write it down. Was it 4 of these? Because I think it's 6 bales to pad it. I mean, worst case scenario, it doesn't work out and we have to dump it, but I think it's 6 bales to pad it, and the rest will be silage. So we'll get that done. Throw you back over there. I think that's right. So 4,000. Now the rest will be silage. I feel like that's not gonna fit. I think I backed into there. This doesn't turn super tight. Are we gonna be able to make that? It okay. There we go. I think once this is fully loaded down, the M is not gonna work. So I'll just bring this around. I really like driving that M, but it's just, you have to understand the job. I also need to check the water on the cows after I give them this load of TMR. Actually, I think I'll probably do 2 loads because we have the 2 different pens, and they were both really low when I checked. So we'll get this done, and then I don't know, because I was gonna just simulate to September because I thought that I could harvest in September. But if I have to wait, oh, let's check our mix. Our mix is, oh boy, look at that hay. The hay is So I did need one more hay bale. We're okay with this mix, but next time, let's make sure we count out 4, because I think I just did 3 that time. That bumpiness is something else. I know it would take like 5 minutes to fix it, and I should just do that, but far too often find myself loafing and not getting it done. I don't know how you guys feel about the terraforming on this game, but I really struggle with getting it to do what I want it to do. I see some of these, farm sim YouTubers who are just like, oh, I'm just going to fashion the ground exactly the way that I want it. But for me, it never works out and it messes everything up. And I know what I could do is save the game, do the terraforming, and then just save scum until I get it right. That would be probably the best way to handle it, but I don't usually do that. Alright, so now we need to do this all again so we can get these girls on this side. So we'll do... What are the... okay. That's not exactly how I drew that up. Okay, 1, 2. Maybe we should just... Oh, that's right. That's like locked. I need to put the tractor on it and unload those bales. And then 1, 2. 3. 4. Now we'll go get our silage for the mix. Feed the other cows. I'm also going to have to figure out what I want to do for planting, if I want to do any fall planting. I think I probably should. But I don't know if I want to do more grain. I don't know how I want to rotate crops, if at all. I was saying in the last John Deere episode, that one thing I've been learning about a little bit, because I'm not a real farmer, so when I learn about real farming, I'm always like, oh, I wonder how they could bring that into the game. And I think now that we have precision farming and some of the, soil samples and recognizing that part of farming, I think it would be really cool if they would introduce like seed types, seed variations, give you essentially in the same way that we get 10 different cow types. What if you could plant different um, different types of, so like maybe I go with a higher yield corn on one farm, but I go with more like weather resistant corn on another farm. I think stuff like that would be really interesting. Also, let's double check and see, make sure. I think the cows need water. Yes, they do. They actually need a lot of water. So maybe what we'll do, since there's no milk in here right now, maybe we'll just go ahead and top them off with this. I really like the way this truck looks and drives. Because I want to say this is... What is it, 10,000 liters? If that's true, then we should be able to just about empty it. And then there's only... What is going on with these ones? You have plenty of food. Were they out of food until I just did that? That seems so weird to me. They're low on water, but they're not out. They just seem like, I don't know. So the difference between these girls are 6 months older, but the two different sides just haven't been equal, which is very weird. All right, I'm gonna stop this at 10,000. There we go, close enough. I have to like swing this thing so I don't get stuck. I probably will still get stuck. Oh no, we made it. Okay, and then we'll give. I need to back in a little bit. There we go. We'll give these ones about 4,500. Oh, all right. Stopped on its own. We'll see if we can get in here. It's not giving me the prompt. Water is not accepted here. It's literally a water trough. What is up with this game, dude? What do you mean water is not accepted here? You know what I think it is? Did we run into this before? I think it's because this wagon is here. This TMR mixer is here. This game can be so finicky, it drives me crazy. And now I boxed my truck in. Perfect. Don't mind me with the 45-point turn with the milk truck. Okay, here we go. Now it should work. See? It was confusing the triggers having that other one there. All right, now let's check. So they're at 6,000 and they're at 5,800. Perfect. Okay. So the productivity should go back up. What else can we do? I guess we could finish the lime job. I don't really want to do that right now. We could... I know what I want to do. I have a little logistics job that I would like to get done. Not because it needs to be done in the middle of August, but what I really should be doing is hay. I should have a hay crop put down right now. But since we have that whole load, actually unloading the hay in the barn is another job that I could do. But I'm going to use this black stripe to... Wait, which side? Yeah, of course. Of course, I boxed this in as well. See, this is why, if you play this game, you need to learn to put your equipment away and not leave it out, because then it's in the way of other things that you're trying to do. Okay. All I want is this little cedar. And although we're not going to seed today, I think it's yeah. Although we're not going to seed today, I actually found a case seeder. So we're gonna swap this out, and then we'll have an on-brand seeder for the spring. Well, actually, See, this is the crazy thing. If you look at this schedule, we're going to have, we can actually plant those 2 small fields with wheat and barley. Unless we do canola. Maybe we do canola. Anyways, we're going to need that cedar sooner rather than later. Actually, sooner than we harvest our other crop, which is wild to me. Okay, so I think we drop this off back in this corner. That worked for our starting out job. So we'll sell that. Got 5 grand for it, and then we're going to purchase. I hope I put it on. Now I'm like, did I put it in this save? I hope I did. Yeah, there we go. So this one is nice. I wish I could just turn off the license plate. I don't really care. That's fine. So we'll get that going. We don't have a whole lot else left to buy for this farm, to be honest. Most of what we need we already have. I think I might run up here with the chopper though and grab the corn head for the chopper. So then we'll be ready to go equipment wise for some of the upcoming jobs instead of having to run up here the day that we're trying to do that job. Sorry if I ruin anybody's immersion by not taking the roads. I don't know. I should. It'd be more realistic that way. I just like this, you know, when you're cruising along, seeing the crops you put in, doing well, getting excited to put in another crop. One thing we don't have is the fertilizer that this would use. That might be worth putting in another tank for that. Just to drive a different tractor. I think I'm going to swap out. Nope, not that. I'm looking right at this tractor when I hit the button, but it still felt the need to give me a different one. Okay, so this entire episode has been a lesson in equipment management and parking. But I try to show off the toys, you know what I mean? Because if I just do the same job forever, that gets a little boring. But this way you get to see the different equipment, and if it's your first time seeing this farm, what the heck? Oh, I want to leave this grass header here. I'm just gonna put it. No? Does this not? Okay, maybe I'm maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I thought this came with a corn header. Like a significant portion of my strategy. Or my reason for planting all that corn over there was that I thought I'd be able to get some corn silage out of it. Okay. Well, that's something that we might have to go looking for. a corn silage harvester. Maybe we could just lease one? I mean, I know we have plenty of grass silage, and it wouldn't ruin the immersion of the save. Be a pretty cool picture there. Getting ready. All right, well, sorry. Sometimes I get in photo mode and I just stop talking and I'm looking at things. But I guess we'll end the episode here. I know that was a little bit of kind of everything and nothing all at once, but hopefully we'll be able to both get some new crops in and get some stuff harvested in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching this one. Hopefully you'll stick around and watch the farm continue to evolve in the coming months. My name is Bluebelly. Bye for now.